So Assassin's Creed League has officially been cancelled. It was the co-op Assassin's Creed project, the one that was supposed to bring multiplayer back. It started as a mode for Shadows, then it somewhat became its own standalone game, and now it's just gone. Which honestly might be the most Ubisoft sentence imaginable, because if there's one thing Ubisoft has perfected over the years, it's announcing cool, interesting ideas and then quietly killing them in a back alley behind a press release. But this isn't just cancellation about one multiplayer game. This tells us a lot about where Ubisoft's head is at right now. It tells us a lot about their priorities, and it raises some uncomfortable questions about the future of Assassin's Creed as a franchise. So in this video I want to talk about what League actually was within the leaks, why it got cancelled, what the rumors say about internal morale, and whether Ubisoft want to do a co-op Assassin's Creed or whether it's just dead in the water. Now before I start this video, I just want to preface that all of this is coming from leakers, Reddit, Jonathan, who a lot of you know as a credible Assassin's Creed leaker, Insider Gaming, those sort of websites, so take everything with a grain of salt. However, if the past is something to look on, it could be real. So League was supposedly a project in development at Ubisoft Annecy. Those guys are the same studios that have worked on multiplayer and co-op systems for Assassin's Creed in the past, as well as the most recent Steep titles and Riders Republic. Originally though, League started as a co-op mode for Assassin's Creed Shadows, and that alone had a lot of people excited, including myself. Shadows already had two protagonists, and that already leads into the different playstyles, and feudal Japan with the mix of the new combat, stealth and parkour basically begged players for coordinated stealth gameplay. Then according to some leaks, Ubisoft decided, what if we make this game bigger? So instead of it being a mode inside Shadows, League somewhat became its own standalone project with 4-player co-op, short replayable missions, multiple playable assassins, and a drop-in drop-out multiplayer feature. It's basically a modern attempt at bringing back the spirit of Unity's co-op, which for a lot of fans is the only time Assassin's Creed multiplayer actually felt right, because it wasn't competitive, it wasn't PvP focused, and it definitely wasn't a live service grind. It was just friends doing assassin stuff together, and that alone made League interesting, and that's what makes its cancellation sting. And then here's where things start to go wrong, because League didn't stay small within the game world company thingy-majiggy. Reports suggest that the project slowly ballooned into more systems, bigger scopes, longer development, and higher cost, instead of being this tight, focused co-op experience attached to Shadows. It essentially became another large-scale live service style project, and the second that happens, you're no longer making a fun side experience, you're making roadmaps, seasonal content, retention funnels. But to be honest, for a co-op Assassin's Creed game, that sounds pretty fun. Imagine there being different seasons within this co-op mode. One season you're in Japan, the next season you're in Florence, the next season you're in Odysseys, Greece, Egypt. That would be pretty cool, and something I know a lot of fans would enjoy, because you wouldn't be stuck to one singular location within this game. So perhaps for once in Ubisoft's lifeline, adding live service elements to this co-op game could have worked. Just, Ubisoft, don't do any live service in Assassin's Creed single player, it doesn't need it. But going back to the subject at hand, at this point, Ubisoft's leadership reportedly decided, do we double down or do we cut losses? And they chose door number 2. And from a business perspective, I get it, but from a creative and gamer perspective, it's a bit depressing. But let's talk about something that was shared by Axis the Animus, of course, Leaker Jonathan, Insider Gaming, and that's about Assassin's Creed Invictus. Now, if you don't know what Assassin's Creed Invictus is, this is their multiplayer game, which is leaked to be this massive PvP brawler type of epic game, but it's more linked to be with Fall Guys and a sort of Fortnite looking kind of game. Personally, I think that's the game that should have been cancelled over this co-op mode. Nobody in the Assassin's Creed space is asking for a game like Invictus. No one wants a Fall Guys Fortnite style sort of Assassin's Creed game. What we do want is that brutal realism, that assassin feeling of sneaking round a guard and assassinating them while your buddy does the same thing in the opposite direction. We don't want cartoonish characters, ugly visuals, and a concept that feels completely disconnected from Assassin's Creed. Again, these are all just rumors, but I'm pretty sure you all agree with me when I say we want grounded realism and the ability to feel like an assassin again. Because Assassin's Creed is not Fortnite, it's not Apex, it's not Destiny. It's a single player franchise at its core, built on atmosphere, immersion, narrative context, slow burn progression, and historical fantasy. And then when you strip all that down into bite-sized multiplayer maps like this leaked Invictus game, you lose the soul of what Assassin's Creed is. Unity's co-op worked because it was built around stealth, around planning, around synchronized assassinations. League, from what we know, was going to be that game. From what the leaks say, it could have been something players would have loved to play for a long time, and honestly, I could see it doing as well as Rainbow Six Siege if they continually updated it with different maps, eras, and tied it all to the overall modern day Animus Hub storyline, because if we're being honest right now, the Animus Hub needs something else other than this grindy battle pass to unlock things that don't progress the modern day story forward. So maybe League could have done that, and that's the part that frustrates me the most, because Ubisoft has delayed and cancelled multiple single player projects. They've delayed remakes people have been asking for, and they've shut down studios, yet they're willing to fund a standalone multiplayer Assassin's Creed game that barely anyone knows exists and barely anyone wants. And that essentially tells you everything you need to know, because instead of refining parkour, improving stealth, fixing mission design, strengthening storytelling, they tend to just keep chasing trends. And it feels like Assassin's Creed is constantly being asked to become something else before it's allowed to be fully itself again. Now, here's the hopeful part, because reports suggest that while League is cancelled, the tech and groundwork might be reused in future mainline games. That's pretty important, because co-op doesn't necessarily need to be its own game. It kind of works best as a feature like in previous games. Optional co-op missions, shared assassination contracts, and drop-in partners for certain black box missions. Unity proved this over a decade ago, and if Ubisoft takes that lesson, co-op could still return, just in a smarter, cheaper, more friendly Assassin's Creed type of way. Because League being cancelled isn't a tragedy, it's a symptom. It's a symptom of Ubisoft not having a locked-in vision for Assassin's Creed. One year it's a massive RPG, next year it's a stealth throwback, then it's a live service experiment, then it's a multiplayer spin-off. Assassin's Creed doesn't need more experiments, it needs more direction. And unfortunately, until Ubisoft decides what Assassin's Creed is, we're going to keep seeing projects like League appear and then disappear. So yeah, Assassin's Creed League is reportedly cancelled, and I'm a little bit annoyed about that. Assassin's Creed needs something grounded within the world that keep players coming back, other than this live service battle pass Animus Hub shit we have in Shadows already. And we definitely don't need Assassin's Creed Invictus, because no one is asking for that. What they should do is focus on making the single player games become a great franchise again. They need to nail the fundamentals, then they can build on top of that, not the other way around. But what do you guys think? Would you have played a standalone co-op Assassin's Creed game, or do you agree that co-op only works as a side feature? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you guys have enjoyed this video, a like would be greatly appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe for some more Assassin's Creed content. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next video.